The sink is something that's so easy to keep clean, but it can be kind of inconvenient, especially if you're rushing around doing a bunch of other things in the kitchen. You see, when I rinse out a bowl in the sink or something like that, I don't actually want to clean the sink as well. It's like I want to clean the bowl and then I want to move on with my life. However, if you do that 20 times throughout the course of a day, your sink is going to be gross. So if you want to have a really nice, sparkling clean kitchen, it's important to focus on that sink. The good news about a sink is that it's actually quite easy to clean and make look beautiful. If you have some baking soda handy, sprinkle that into your sink. If nothing else, just some baking soda and a sponge and like 45 seconds of your time will get it polished up and clean. Give it a good scrub, give it a rinse, grab a microfiber cloth and shine it. You're done, and your sink looks amazing. To clean the exterior of your cabinets, if there's like a little stain or mark there, you're just doing a general cleaning, this is how I would approach it. I would take a bottle of all-purpose cleaner and I would spray starting from the top, working my way to the bottom, and I'd work section by section. So this entire chunk of cabinets, I would do at once, both the top and the bottom. By the time I've done my spraying and maybe I've done one or two other things, about 5 minutes will have passed. That will be enough time for the all-purpose cleaner to sort of do its thing, work its way into any dirt, surface marks, etc. And then I can come back and give each cabinet a wipe down with a microfiber cloth using the S pattern, just working my way from the top to the bottom, making sure I get into all of the different grooves. Now, a couple of things you might want to consider doing if you do have any grooves in your panel or any fancy footwork. I don't know exactly the design term for it, but to get in here every now and then, I'm not saying, 50 times a year, but I'm saying maybe once or twice a year, you can use a cleaning toothbrush just to clean out any dirt, grease, anything that's sort of built up. When I do heavy duty move in, move out cleans, that's often something that makes a really big difference. It's easy to get a microwave dirty. Just put something in there, heat it up, let it explode, and you've got yourself a big, disgusting mess in your microwave. My number one tip to microwave enthusiasts is to cover whatever it is that you're microwaving to avoid that fallout. But even people who use protection in the microwave still deal with a bit of a mess. So the best way to clean it is to get yourself a microwave-proof bowl, fill it with water, take a lemon, cut it in half, squeeze both halves of the lemon into the bowl, throw the lemon skins in there, and then microwave it for about 3 minutes. What that does is it kind of creates a bit of a steam room sauna effect in the microwave. And that is really gonna help break down grease and dirt and grime and all of the buildup in the microwave. Then at the 3-minute mark, you're gonna remove that bowl and take a microfiber cloth and work your way from inside the door to the inside walls, even the roof, and of course the rotating plate. You wanna make sure that you get everything inside that microwave squeaky clean. When that's all done, you also wanna give the exterior of the microwave a wipe down. Just remember when you're cleaning the electronic panel to spray your cloth and wipe it down that way instead of spraying the panel directly. We'll kick things off by emptying out our blender jar first, so dumping it or scraping it, just to make sure you don't have any really cakey stuff on the side. Then you're gonna add about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of water and just 1 to 2 drops of dish soap. Then put the lid back on, throw it on the base, and give it a good spin for about 30 seconds. Once that's done, just take the jar off the base, dump it out in your sink, add some running water just to rinse out any of those remnants, and then put it on a towel and let it dry. In my many years of blending experience, allow me to strongly advise you to do what we just did right now immediately after you finish making your beverage. That way, you're not gonna have anything caked on. That makes it so much harder to clean. Any stovetop that you're dealing with, one of the things that I like to do is pull off those knobs, because you don't realize that on the dials or the knobs that you use to adjust temperature, grease gets behind those, and over time that builds up and gets crusty. So you can pull those off, give the panel a wipe down. I would just use equal parts dish soap and baking soda. I would create a paste and I would use that sparingly on a sponge so that I don't have a ton of cleanup to do afterward, but that's really gonna help lift up grease. If you have a flat cooktop, whether it's induction or electric, which is what we have, just the electric glass cooktop, those can be a little bit more challenging to clean because the glass is a bit more of a sensitive material. You never want to clean the surface when it's hot, but you do want to clean it when it's warm, when that mess is still fresh, because if you let it cool, it can be really hard to remove. There are a few different products that you can use. Again, you can use that baking soda dish soap combination and just apply it to sort of the greasy surface. But the most important thing is you want to clean it regularly so that there's no buildup, and you want to get it when it's warm. Under the sink, that is what we call here at Clean My Space a clutter black hole. It is so simple to just shove something in there, a cleaning tool. It's kind of like a fridge. You throw something in there that you think you're going to use, but you never quite do. And even we're guilty of that. We find like a cool cleaning tool, but we never end up using it. So it's important, if you're going in, pulling something out, you see something that you don't use, get rid of it. And the same goes for utensil drawer. If you're in there and you're digging around for something and you keep passing over that one utensil that you never quite use, it probably means it's time to go. I really believe that we all cannot stand the smell of garbage. If you disagree with me, you can go ahead and dislike this video, but I think we're all on the same page here. If you have a garbage can, which I'm assuming most people do, you probably notice that when you take out the garbage can still has a remnant odor to it. So a habit that I want you to get into, which is something that we've started doing here, because now we have a classy garbage drawer in this house, so the garbage is much more up in the grill. We really have to take good care of it. What we're doing now is spraying our garbage after we empty it. So we're just spraying it down with something like full strength vinegar or a disinfectant. That is helping to get rid of any odors while we're throwing out, tying up the garbage, throwing it out. The product can do its work. When we come back, we give it a quick wipe, rebag it, throw the paper towel in the freshly bagged garbage, and move on. And now we don't have a smelly garbage anymore. So if you notice that garbage smells are an issue for you, try doing that as a new habit. The fridge is a Humpty Dumpty type situation. You've got to take it all apart, clean it before you put it all back together again. So I removed everything from the fridge so that I could get to the shelves and the bins, and then I'm going to remove those too. Giving everything a good spray down with all-purpose cleaner, and I'm shaking baking soda onto any of the surfaces that I know have, syrup or ketchup or anything like that caked on. The baking soda is really going to help lift that off. Now back to the interior, I'm just using a microfiber cloth to give the fridge a really good wipe down, spraying as needed. And if you have any stains, you can use some baking soda on your microfiber cloth. That will help lift out stains on the fridge interior as well. Then I'm going to go shelf by shelf and give it a scrub and a rinse before I put everything back. Now, putting it all back might take you a little bit of time to figure out, but once you get to know your fridge, it'll, move pretty quickly. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel and give this video a thumbs up if you think the kitchen is an MIA or a most important area for you too.